If you ask my cameraman Toby, hey Tobes, what his favourite pickup truck on the UK market is right now, he will say it's this, the Toyota Hilux. And that's fine. It's as much a statement of his personal beliefs as it is actually bringing to the front the positive attributes of this vehicle right here. It's tough, durable, practical, and for a vehicle that still packs leaf spring suspension on its back wheels rather than coils, it's actually an incredibly comfortable drive. But I am getting way ahead of myself. If I blow the beans now, there's going to be nothing to talk about in the rest of the review. So buckle up, brace yourselves, and get ready for the Vanarama review of the brand new Toyota Hilux pickup truck. Now before we get going, I'd just like to say that I sincerely hope you enjoy this review, and if you do, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel and click that bell to get notified whenever we post new content just like this. And if you are in the market for a brand new van, car or pickup truck, head to vanarama.com and check out the leasing deals. Sitting behind the wheel of the Toyota Hilux is an experience all in itself. I mean, you might be surprised to know that the first ever version of the Hilux came out in 1968 and very quickly proved itself to be a practical vehicle that also had pretty impressive off-road capabilities. And I'm pleased to say nothing has changed. The version I'm sitting in right now is the 8th generation of the Toyota Hilux, and having just benefited from a 2020 facelift, is better than ever. The Hilux is now packed with better safety equipment, better comfort and improved off-roading. And that's leaving out the fact that its mean looks are actually the result of that 2020 facelift I was discussing. It was anything but skin deep. In fact, it saw Toyota make a slew of engineering changes, including the launch of the excellent 2.8 litre engine that outputs 200 horsepower that is sitting under the bonnet right in front of me. And that's one of those things. Toyota has always been really good at spotting gaps in the market. I mean, now that you can't find any of the V6 packing Mercedes-Benz X-Classes or the Volkswagen Amarok, and Ford has withdrawn the 3.2 litre engine that used to be in the Ranger, the 2.8 litre Hilux is now in a power-giving category all of its own. And while engine power is great, we all know that the first bite of any fruit is with the eyes. So get your eyeballs out, get them all nice and moist, get them back in. Let's go take a closer look. Take it all in. The Toyota Hilux is undoubtedly a very good looking vehicle. I mean, you can't really deny it. Aficionados in the industry have actually been decrying of late that there doesn't feel like there's that many pickup trucks that actually look like pickup trucks. Although I'm not entirely sure what a proper pickup truck looks like. I think the best test would be ask a kid to draw a pickup truck and see what comes back, and I'm pretty sure it's going to look something like this. The Toyota Hilux at the front end just looks really imposing. It's got this massive, great big, lovely looking grille that just, I mean, it just looks like muscle. And the headlights, I mean, just look at them. They sweep around the outside of the vehicle all the way round to the side, right on top of these wheel arches that house these massive wheels. This is where all of the off-road capabilities that the Toyota Hilux is praised for come from. These massive great big wheels and those massive great big tyres. But from the wheel arches, it stretches around the outside of the vehicle into this kind of dimple that runs along the side of the doors that just pulls your eye along the edge of the vehicle. I mean, don't forget as well, it's got a great big footplate down there on the bottom, which I absolutely love. It just reminds me of those sort of early 1900s cars that have those big running boards and things around the side. It just looks great. I think it looks brilliant. You've got another great big set of wheels at the back there on that leaf spring suspension, but the overall aesthetics of the vehicle are absolutely brought to life by that incredible loading bay back there. It just looks great. It's brilliant, and you can have it fitted with a range of optional extras. You can have what you've got right there, which is just a straightforward cover. You can have a flip top, you can have a canopy. Everything's going to look great on the back of the Toyota Hilux, and if that's something that you want, our team of experts, they can fit it for you. So all you need to do when you ring in and talk to one of our people on the phone is to ask them for an accessory on the back of your truck, and they'll tell you everything that the Hilux can have. It's just so good looking, you know, I just kind of want to cuddle up to it. And at the business end, the Toyota Hilux looks the business. The cargo area is right here, and if you drop the tailgate, it gives you full access to this very nice, very functional cargo area. Now, if you go for the single cab variant or the extended cab variant, of course you're going to get a longer cargo area, but in the double cab you still get the standard kind of around 1.5 metres by 1.5 metres with about half a metre's depth. More than enough. Payload is actually a nice compelling area. In the single cab variant, you're looking at around 1,300 kilograms. In the extended cab, you're looking at over 1,200 kilograms. And in the double cab variant, you're looking at over 1,100 kilograms. So no matter which one you choose, you are going to be able to carry over a ton in weight in the back right here. If towing is your priority, then I've just got to let you know that the single and extended cab can tow 3.5 tons of brake towage, and the double cab can tow 3.2 tons. So to be fair, it's really whether that 300 kilograms is going to make a difference to you. If it doesn't, go for a double cab, because the Invincible and Invincible X ones, I mean, they are amazing. Who doesn't want to drive around in a vehicle with Invincible written down the side? Now also, just take a look, this one has a nice kind of canvas canopy cover, which just keeps things weather resistant. We have to say weather resistant because it won't keep it completely waterproof because, well, we're not made of rubber seals. Anyway, you can have all sorts of accessories fitted to the back of vehicles like this. You could have a proper canopy with a little flip-top window that sort of complements the tailgate. You could have a roller top shutter that you can pull backwards and forwards. You could have a flip top canopy if that's what you wanted as well. All you need to do is let us know what you want when you come to us, and we'll make sure it's fitted. So there you go. Fantastic in the front, fantastic all the way round, and fantastic in the back. Brilliant. So it's got killer looks and an incredibly flexible cargo area. And I bet that is prompting a few of you to run off and scribble down the Toyota Hilux on your wish list. But wait, don't make your decision yet until you've had a proper look around the interior of this vehicle, because the cabin environment is somewhere where Toyota have absolutely nailed this facelift. Okay, so I'm probably going to have to get a little bit of gushing out my system. The interior of the new Hilux is really nice. It feels very, what's the word, executive. I feel like I'm in the front of a luxury yacht. All right, that might be overstating it a bit because it's still the interior of a pickup truck, but as it goes, it's really nice. It's very, very comfortable. The driver's seat is a really nice height, and you can see all the way to the end of the bonnet in this vehicle. It's absolutely lovely. Now, let's start where we usually start. Let's go for that sort of comfort. Do I feel good? I feel good. Do I feel great? Yeah, I feel great. The steering wheel is really nice and imposing, and at the Invincible trim level has some lovely leather kind of detail around it with a nice kind of brushed aluminium bit at the bottom here. It's got controls on the left and the right, and you can control everything from here. You've got your menu controls, you've got your sound controls, your phone controls. They're all over the steering wheel right here. So when you get the chance to have a look at your very own one, because you will be leasing one after the review is finished, you can have a look and have a play because it's really nice. The stalks also behind the steering wheel, very easy to use, very responsive as well. This is one of those vehicles that doesn't feel heavy to drive around. It actually feels just like you're sitting in the front of the car, and that's because Toyota are really good at making cars, vans and pickup trucks. They've just incorporated all of that knowledge and poured it into this vehicle. It's great. The dashboard as well is very, very clear. On the left-hand side, you've got the rev counter. On the right-hand side, you've got your speedo, your fuel gauge, your coolant temperature lights and indicators are there as well. And right in the middle, you've got a very nice driver information display, which shows you whatever you want to see there. You can actually fully customize what you see there. Which is a really nice addition. The dashboard is actually an interesting thing to talk about now. Instead of me just going sweep your eyes across the dashboard, what you need to know is that Toyota have fitted what they call dashboard silencer technology to basically limit the amount of engine noise and vibrations that you get throughout the cabin and the dashboard. And it works. When you've got a vehicle that uses leaf spring suspension on the back, you need to have some clever tricks up your sleeve, and Toyota have them in spades. So now, let's sweep our eyes across the dashboard. Take in the big vents at the top here. You've also got your hazard light button right in the middle there, and just above it, a digital clock. So you'll always be able to tell the time. Actually, have you got the time? Okay, fine. No, we better get cracking. Below that, you've got one of the main additions to the new Hilux, which is this massive, great big touchscreen in the middle of the console. This is one of those infotainment systems that allows you to control pretty much every aspect of the vehicle. It's all right here. You've got your phone settings, your vehicle setups, you've got your home screen filled with apps, you've got a nice menu button, audio controls, satellite navigation functions, and if you don't want to use the touchscreen, you don't have to, because they've got all these buttons, hard buttons, actual fiddle with them buttons, to the left and the right. You've got also a tune and scrolling button over here, and you've got a power volume little control as well. Very nice, very good infotainment system. Below the screen, you've got your climate controls, which of course has everything you'd expect from a climate control system in a vehicle. It's got your air conditioning, your fan speed controls, how the air circulates throughout the vehicle. It's all right there, and it's very nice and easy to use. And again, it's hard buttons. Who doesn't love hard buttons? Because they sometimes just feel a bit more responsive. Personal taste, but I like to have a nice button or a knob to fiddle with. Below that, you've also got various sockets and inputs down here on each side of this little area down here. You've got two 12-volt sockets. You've also got underneath this little cover a USB socket and the aux-in socket as well. You've also got the controls for your heated seats, left and right for the drivers, not for the passengers, but then if they're sitting in the back, they already know their station in life. They're not going to be getting warm seats. That's for us up here, us people. That's what we deserve. We've also got the automatic engine shut-off on and off button down there. You've got your hill descent control. You've also got your differential lock down there, and you've also got your traction control selection. Below that, you've got a nice little kind of scratchy area down here, which is a little storage area. It can fit about 3 or 4 Lion bars. But then two of my favourite things, 2 cup holders. And they're nice, deep, and they hold pretty much any cup that we've tried in it. Absolutely fine, no shaking around or anything. This is the Invincible trim level, and as a result this is also an automatic vehicle. So here is your gear shifter. At the moment it's in park, but you've got reverse, neutral, and you've got standard drive. But if you switch it over to the right hand side, pull it closer to you, you can engage the vehicle's sport mode. You also have 2 buttons just to the right of that. One of them is eco mode, which just basically makes the engine management run it a little bit more efficiently, or you've got power mode, which is basically the balls out, let's go mental button that you engage to, well, as I say, go balls out and go mental. Behind the gear stick, you've got this nice little tray here, which is perfect for your keys. You can stash them there because this is keyless start and stop. That's really cool. Invincible trim level and above. Get involved. You've also got a nice little area back here. The armrest is actually got a nice compartment down there, and we filled it with chewing gum, bacterial hand wash, and also a charging cable as well, which is very useful to have because of that USB socket right there. You've got your handbrake, and do you know what? I'm one of those people who is very pleased to see an actual ratchet handle handbrake handle, because, you know, as great as an automatic handbrake and, you know, one of those electric handbrakes are, I actually prefer the reassurance that you get from, you know, ratcheting up properly. This review would be absolutely remiss if I didn't mention the absolute sheer abundance of storage in the front here. Now, the door pockets are very nice. You'll be able to fit water bottles in the little sort of, they've actually got you know, kind of an imposing sort of curve on the door pockets here, which is tailor-made for a water bottle. You've also got some nice storage down there. As I said, you've got cup holders, trays, you've got this little bit of storage down here. But you also have, not one, you've got 2 glove boxes. You've got one here, which is a nice little hatch that lifts up, and actually it's a surprisingly big kind of secondary glove box, which, to be fair, I reckon you'd get a supermarket sandwich in there. And underneath that, you've got an even bigger glove box, which has the manual, the locking wheel nuts in there. You can also fit whatever else you like in there. I mean, if you want to put a sandwich in there as well as in the top, you'll be absolutely fine. So there you go, as practical in the cabin as it is in the back. But let's head into the back seats to see what your passengers will be dealing with. It's really comfortable. The seat's not too firm, and actually I'm at a slightly higher driving position, so I can see over the headrest of the driving seat. Very, very nice. I've got to say that the fabric quality in the back here is just as good as it is in the front, and I think that's going to be really nice for any passengers you have. But there's also some nice things for your passengers to take advantage of. You've got in the back of each seat in the front a little fold down hook. If you have a very, very short coat or something that you want to hang from it, there you go, you've got your own little hook. And there's also this right here. Let's fold this down. A nice armrest with 2 more cup holders. And these ones are, I thought it was going to be a rubber bottom, but it's actually just some textured plastic to make sure that it doesn't rattle around too much. And I've got to say, you know, look, it's not exactly filled with, you know, kind of connections or USB sockets for people in the back here, but I have to say, in terms of comfort and actually sitting here, if you've got a family and you've got kids that you want to be driving around in this vehicle as well as doing your work day to day, you are absolutely sorted. This is the back seat of a SUV. This isn't the back seat of a pickup truck. This is comfort beyond comfort. And you know what? This is the thing that Toyota have always been really good at. They know how to pour all the comfort lessons that they've learned from being a car, van and pickup truck manufacturer and pouring it into this. They know that a pickup truck has to be feeling like an SUV and also behaving and acting and driving and being utilised like a pickup truck. And they have absolutely nailed it. So, how do we finish this one? Well, if you're after reliability only, then the Toyota Hilux is a great pick, but it is so much more than that. It's comfortable, it handles off-road conditions like a dream, and across the range it can tow up to 3,500 kilograms of braked towage. Amazing. The 2.8 litre engine for me though is what has solved all the worries that people had with Toyota's lower powered engines in the original Hilux. And this new engine, I mean, honestly, it offers so much more power, that extra oomph that you will not find anywhere else now that other manufacturers have withdrawn bigger engines from the market. So what does that all add up to? Well, simply that the Toyota Hilux is probably one of the best pickup trucks in the UK right now to lease, and that's it.